Hey everyone, it's John here from Montic Hockey, back with another video. This is going to be the lineup prediction for the Buffalo Sabres without Jack Eichel. So we don't know the scenario when he's going to get the surgery, if he's going to get traded soon. But I want to go over the lineup, and then afterwards, I'm going to give some trade options, some trade targets for the Buffalo Sabres in a Jack Eichel trade. So kind of looking at the lineup right now, but potentially some players or a couple players from a certain team that could be on the Buffalo Sabres lineup after. So hit that subscribe button if you're new, drop a like, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let's look at the Buffalo Sabres lineup without Jack Eichel. So the Sabres, no Jack Eichel, and they've got to figure out a scenario where the trade happens, the surgery, whatever goes down, but we got to figure out what happens with the Sabres without Eichel, after Eichel. So they're going to get players in return, pieces in return for Eichel when the trade does eventually happen, but for what they have right now, Skinner, Mittelstadt, Olofsson, Ruotsalainen, Cousins, Hinostroza. I think that's a pretty good, skilled top six. Obviously, it's nothing crazy special, and it's probably going to be the reason why they're closer to the bottom, potentially, of the Atlantic. But I think if Mittelstadt can step up, Cousins can continue to develop. Ruotsalainen looked good in limited time. Hinostroza had a good end of the year with the Blackhawks. And Olofsson, Skinner, good. Bjork, Asplund, Thompson, pretty decent third line. I could see Bjork spending time with Cousins at some point. Girgensons, Eakin, Okposo, Kajula maybe in there. Like three of those four guys will be in there. And then Hayden as well as an extra forward. Dahlin, Jokiharju, Butcher, Miller, Haig, Pesek, and Dell, Anderson, Tokarski. It's not a good lineup, guys. But there's some skill. There's some positive sides. And I mean, if you look at the power play, Skinner, Mittelstadt, Olofsson, Cousins, Dahlin, that's skilled enough. And Ruotsalainen, Asplund, Bjork, Hinostroza, Jokiharju, Butcher. Again, not great. I like the potential of the number one power play unit because we know Skinner can get going on the power play. Mittelstadt could step up. Dahlin, Cousins, Olofsson, all skill there. So I don't mind it. It's just not going to be good. But there's definitely positives of certain players that, like, if you talk about a bounce back, like Mittelstadt, well, not a bounce back, but a breakout candidate, to be honest. Like Mittelstadt and a bounce back candidate in Olofsson. So those two guys, I expect big stuff for them this year, so we'll see. And now let's look at some trade target options. So these are not packages. These are not packages of what they could get for Jack Eichel. Some of them may be, but these are just specifically targets from each team. So from the Ducks, Drysdale, Steele, McTavish. I would imagine if they made a trade with the Ducks, one of those guys could be headed back to Buffalo. Marty Necas and Seth Jarvis. If I'm Buffalo and I'm potentially making a trade with Carolina, those are the two guys I'm looking at, trying to bring them to Buffalo. Man, there's been a lot of rumors around the Blue Jackets potentially going after Eichel. So if they could get one of like Laine, Foudy, Texier, Chinnikov in there, obviously the first round picks, prospects, like we don't know what the package would be, but those four players, I would imagine at least one of those guys heads back to Buffalo. Monahan, Pelche, Zari, Valimaki, a lot of targets there from Calgary. I'm not sure if Calgary's in it anymore or if they would make the trade, but I would imagine at least one or two of those guys are in the trade. Turcotte, Velarde, Kaliev, Grants, Kupari. Man, at least two of these guys would be in the trade. I'm pretty certain on that. Rossi, Boldy, Addison. So we're looking at LA. We're looking at Minnesota here. Minnesota with Rossi, Boldy, Addison. Buffalo would want at least two of these guys, most likely. I don't think Minnesota wants to trade Rossi or Boldy, and I think they like Addison on the back end, but you need to give value to get. So I think LA and Minnesota are still in the mix, maybe for a trade in the future with them, but we'll see. Kravtsov, Hedl, Zach Jones, Othman. I think with Philip Hedl for like first. He's the center. He's the NHL ready center. Kravtsov, the winger. We could see both those guys in the trade, but I would imagine Zachary Jones. I would imagine Othman's maybe in conversation. Norris, Branstrom, Pinto. I think Sens fans don't want to give up either of those centers, but if you want to get an Eichel, you have to give up one of them. So it would have to be Norris or Pinto in this trade, I believe, and then Branstrom in it most likely. Tuck, Krebs, Haig. I could actually just see that straight out being the offer, to be honest, but we'll see. I think Vegas has been interested, but I think they want to try to see if Nolan Patrick can kind of get his career going in Vegas, but we'll see what happens. But these are kind of trade target options. So if Buffalo was to make a trade, trying to trade Jack Eichel, they're looking at these players from those teams and trying to get some of them. So we'll see what happens, guys. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know on the Sabres lineup what you think without Jack Eichel and who you think they could get in return for Jack Eichel. So thank you so much, and I'll see you all soon. All right, guys, have a good one. Peace out.